What's up guys, welcome to the video. Thank you so much for clicking on it today. It's Friday night and we're just gonna kick it off with some shots. Just kidding, that was water. This bottle is not even open. I don't really even drink. The point of today's video is to show you guys my indoor training setup. Now, it's been shown quite a bit in the videos the past couple months as I've been doing a lot of indoor riding. I typically do this in the winter. My big reason for implementing indoor training in the winter is that I work Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. It's generally dark in the morning. It's dark when I get off work, and I just don't feel like riding in the dark if I don't have to. So let's go over the basics of my indoor training setup. Let's just dive right into the important pieces of it. The main piece of my indoor training setup is the Cyclops hammer. This is a direct drive trainer, meaning that my rear wheel obviously comes off and my bike mounts directly to the trainer. I believe that this is the most real world like feel when it comes to using a trainer. This is the very first hammer. I use a Cyclops wheel riser. The hammer does come with a small wheel block, but I already own this from a previous trainer and I just felt like it evened the bike out a little bit more and felt a little bit better. Now this is setting on this Wahoo kicker mat. I bought it at the same time as this Wahoo desk. The Wahoo desk has been an absolute game changer for me. This desk has actually allowed me to do work while doing like zone 2 and zone 1 rides before, or sometimes in the warm-up, I'll bring my laptop down here and actually do some work. So it's definitely been worth the money that it did cost. My tablet, and it will be running a workout in TrainerRoad or Zwift. I have a box of tissues because I find that my nose gets runny when I ride down in the basement. I don't know if it's because of the fan or what. I do have a towel that was a gift from Misty and Kevin. It says dig deep. If you're a heavy sweater, it is good to have a towel because you don't want to be sweating into like your headset or your stem. And then I have Beats by Dre over the ear headphones. A lot of people ask me how well these stand up to the sweat. And if you can look at that right there, you can see that's a little bit rough, but overall, they've held up really well. The battery life on these things are insane. This is the fan that I use. This was recommended by the guys at TrainerRoad. It is a Lasko Pro 8500, I believe. Links for all this stuff will be down in the description, but this fan is amazing. I have the fan actually connected to a Samsung Smart Switch, so I control it with Google. I'm an Android user, so I just, like the first usually 10 minutes when I'm warming up, I am cold, especially first thing in the morning. So I ride for just a bit without the fan and then I can ask Google to turn it on for me whenever I'm ready. Turn on the basement fan. And then for entertainment purposes, I do have a 46-inch TV that is connected to my old laptop. I will run YouTube videos on the screen that the TV's on, and that's my source of entertainment. So sometimes I will run Zwift and TrainerRoad at the same time, and I turn the ERG mode off in Zwift so there's absolutely no resistance. I let the TrainerRoad workout control the resistance. There's a couple things that I do every day, every night, that prepare me for the ride in the morning because I'm always on the trainer by 5:30 in the morning, sometimes earlier, just depending on the workout. Quick break because my dogs are starving and I need to let them inside and feed them, but most of you guys know that my dog Alfred has lymphoma, which is cancer of the lymph nodes, and I'm actually changing his diet over currently. A lot of people do basically a keto diet for their dogs because they say that carbs are just like, it just feeds the cancer. Essentially, it is this greens superfood with some coconut oil and ground beef, and it's still mixed up with a little bit of his kibble because like I said, he's being transitioned over. He's actually a huge fan of this. I did not think he would like it, but I mean, what dog probably doesn't like ground beef? Bruce, my other Basset Hound, gets a little bit of ground beef as well in his kibble because, well, they would fight if I didn't give them both a little bit. I do this every single night. I get my water bottle out and I go ahead and I fill it up with water and put it in the refrigerator so it's nice and cold in the morning and it's ready to go. So like if I'm gonna use a goo gel, I go ahead and get it out and I set it out where it's basically on my way to the refrigerator. I basically just try to give myself as few steps that I need to do in the morning in order to get on the bike. When I wake up in the morning, the first thing I want to do is get in my kit, get my water, my nutrition, whatever I need, get down to the basement and jump on the bike as quick as possible. So when I first started this, I would actually lay my clothes out, put them right next to the bed and grab them. But now I just kind of roll out of bed into the bathroom and grab them from the closet here. I've got my socks in here, I've got my heart rate monitor in here. I got everything that I need to do to get dressed and get on the bike. Now that is typically the plan during the week. On the weekends when I ride, I'm not as rushed in the mornings. I actually prefer to usually wake up and eat breakfast, and then about an hour after breakfast, go ahead and get on the trainer. And that's actually what I'll be doing tomorrow. So I usually wouldn't have prepped my bottle and stuff like that for a Saturday trainer ride, but I wanted to show you guys what the normal process is in the week when I'm more time crunched. So anyways, I'm gonna stop right here for now. And I'll pick the camera back up tomorrow because I've got a couple more tips that I wanna give you guys about the indoor training rides that I'm doing. And now it's time for my breakfast. We got the usual spinach, just egg whites today, coffee, and baking up a Kodiak Cakes peanut butter waffle this time. Good morning. It is about 10 till 10 a.m. Like I said, since it's Saturday, I don't have to wake up and rush to get on the bike. And so on Saturdays and Sundays, I pretty much do the same training every weekend. I try to do those outdoors since I do all my weekday rides on the trainer, just because like I said, it's dark. But today I am riding the trainer specifically because I want to make this session as high quality as possible. The past couple weeks, my training has actually not gone very well. Basically, these past 3 weeks, my training, my fitness has just kind of basically flatlined, and I've just been maintaining. I don't really want to do this ride outdoors today. I want to do it indoors because I want to nail all those numbers perfectly because like I said, I want it to be as high quality as possible. A couple of the tips I wanted to give you about getting started training early in the morning. You know, besides having all your stuff out ready to go, make sure that your app or your computer or whatever is up to date and that you're not having to wait for it to download an update or install or anything like that. Like, you want to get on the bike and be ready to go. Wow, that ride was a little bit more brutal than what I expected. Total TSS of 146. I actually got 50 miles in on Zwift, and actually what I did today was I did not link the trainer, the controllable trainer to Zwift. Basically that means there was no ERG, so I was able to just run whatever wattage I wanted by still shifting. That just made it easier for me to hold the zones that I wanted to hold, but still be able to shift, so it kind of felt like more normal riding. This is a slightly different recipe for the ice cream. Just a couple different ingredients, like I'm using a different protein powder. It's the one I've been using for all the things I've been making. So I crunched up 2 Oreos on top of it. I've discovered that the toppings really make the difference in these things, and it's pretty good. It's only a half batch. There's so many people who message me and say that when they see me do like these 2 and 3 hour long trainer rides that they can't even survive an hour on the trainer, and I think it's different for everybody. I think first off, one of the things is basically how well you can ride outdoors in the cold and the bad weather. Like, I feel like if you have a higher threshold for riding in those conditions, you're less likely to do the longer trainer rides. But I've also noticed a lot of people who just don't enjoy riding the trainer, and my suggestion for you, if you feel like you're kind of in that slump, is to look at your setup and see, you know, what can you change on it to make it better. I've always enjoyed indoor training. I mean, I say enjoy, you know, to a certain extent, but I've always liked it. I've never been somebody who just absolutely hates it. And I enjoy like how super specific it is and high quality the training is, especially now that I have a coach. Well, why is it that you can't ride the trainer for long periods of time? Is it because you get bored? Is it because you're uncomfortable? If it's either of those, if you're bored, you need to find what source of entertainment that you can use while on the trainer. I've mentioned it many times. For me, it's YouTube videos. I can't really watch TV or movies while on the trainer. If you're not comfortable, figure out why. Is it the trainer itself? I find that the direct drive smart trainers, they give the best indoor ride possible. Or is it something with your fit? I find that if you've got an issue with your bike fit, or even like a worn out chamois, for example, that seems to be escalated on like a huge scale when you're on a trainer. All that stuff becomes much more noticeable. It's also a great time to make tweaks to stuff like that. You just have to find your source of entertainment and, you know, try different things, run with it. There's got to be something that motivates you. Maybe it's intervals. Maybe those, you know, those intervals keep your mind busy. I've done a video before about doing a 2-hour trainer ride and a few tips of what I do for comfort and to keep me busy and stuff like that. So I'll link that video here if you guys want to check it out. Welcome to day 2 of this video. It is now Sunday, which is my long ride day. This day it usually calls for a mountain bike ride, but sometimes I switch it for gravel depending on the conditions. Today we're hitting the mountain bike trail. I'm really looking forward to getting on the trail because it's actually been over a month. It's about 45 degrees right now. It's supposed to warm up to 55, so I'm kind of underdressing for the first part of this ride, hoping that things are just a little bit warm when we're out there climbing and hitting the trail. I can already tell that today's ride is going to be rough on the legs. They are a little bit toast from yesterday's ride. Today is just 3 hours on the mountain bike. There's no efforts, but I'm riding with Kevin and Ryan. Now, Kevin is actually using the same coach as me now, so sometimes our workouts are very similar. He also has to ride 3 hours today, but he has a couple of efforts. So I may actually do those efforts with him just to, I don't know, have something different to do. I don't have any efforts. I just get out and ride on this day. So like I said, really pumped to get on the mountain bike.
Girls, come on.
So Sean has transformed into a runner. He is doing a marathon run, or a half marathon, I can't remember which, on the trail. It's coming up soon. So they're going running, we're going riding because bikes are better than running. Has 3 intervals that he's doing, and they are all out intervals, 3-minute all out intervals. And honestly, like, I want to have nothing to do with that today. Ryan's going with him for the efforts, and I'm just trying to keep a steady pace. They're mostly doing them on some of these climbs here. I'm still somewhat smoked from yesterday, but attacking hills, that's not in the legs for today. The trail's nice, it feels great. Man, another awesome weekend. Uh-oh, someone got dropped. Buddy.
Almost done.
The boys decided not to finish with me, so I'm just gonna finish this one up on my own for the 3rd lap. They're only doing half a loop. I'm gonna do a full one though.
I'll give you something to believe in. About to show you now that it's more than just a feeling. I was born for this. Baby, I was born.
Whew. That was awesome. I want to make 2 points about today's ride that I noticed. First off, I've not ridden the mountain bike trail but once, probably in the past 2.5 months. It never felt sketchy, or I did not feel rusty. Typically that's what happens. Like last winter, I did not ride outdoors very often. I rode the trainer like crazy, and when I would ride the mountain bike, I'd feel like super rusty. Never felt that way today, and I think a big part of that is that I've been riding the gravel bike so much on the weekends that, you know, it's a little bit sketchy in its own, and so I think that's just kind of kept me from like just getting super comfortable on the trainer and not losing all my skills. And so like as soon as I got out here, like instantly it just came back and it felt great. I needed this so bad. And that brings me to my second point, that I've discovered for me that I can ride the trainer pretty much all week. If I can get one outdoor ride in, especially my long ride on the weekend, like that's perfect for me. Like mentally, it keeps me going, it keeps me focused, and it keeps me motivated. It just keeps me like functional mentally and physically. This is how I like to train right now, getting the super specific sessions indoors and then getting out on the bike on the weekends. Like, this was absolutely perfect for me. So I'm sure everybody's different. Some people want to ride outdoors as much as possible and not indoors at all, but I like this combo right now. It's working really well for me, and I'm gonna keep that going. So anyways, I'm starving. I brought a ham and cheese sandwich on whole wheat with me, so I'm gonna eat that on the drive home, and that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll see you on the next one.